All right, so where I'm at. So, end of the day, I'm kind of finished with a lot of stuff that I was planning on doing, and then some. So I got the clutch put in, um, greased, put in, torqued, um, and the transmission. Man, the transmission was tough, but got it in. Everything's on the top is torqued down. The bottom is. I'm gonna have to check that again, but it's torqued down pretty good. 60 or 55 on top, should be 35 on the bottom, but it just kept spinning after 35, so I was concerned about that. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. My starter motor, got that in. The bolts, I have to make sure that those bolts are fucking on point. I have to go check out the torque settings for that. So that's just basically hand tightened in there. Got this guy on. That was a pain in the ass, but necessary so I don't cook these lines here. I got the other side over there. It looks like it's going to be easier. That'll probably be the last thing I do before going inside. And then tomorrow I'm going to get that line sorted. That braided line is going in the trash. I've got some new line over here that I'm going to build. And then I got my fittings on the floor somewhere. I don't fucking know where they are. But that's my new line. Why am I swapping out those lines, as many lines as I can? Because anything that can harbor any type of fucking metal shavings that could have been embedded in the PDFE, it just needs to go to the trash. It could mean possible leaks. It could mean that that metal will come out and get into the engine, introduce itself to the bearings and moving parts and all that shit. And that's just, no thanks. As far as the filter's concerned, or excuse me, the cooler, I'm going to try and flush that as well as I can to try and salvage it. The other option is go out and buy another $400 or $500 fucking. I'm going to try and salvage it. I'll clean it out as much as I can and see if anything comes out. And then we'll go from there. I think it's going to be okay. Honestly, I really haven't seen a lot of shit in the system, which is kind of crazy considering how crazy that looked. Most of it was in the pan, most of it was... But I didn't see a lot in the system itself. All the hoses I took apart, the filter had a shit in it, but it might have just caught a lot of it. The engine wasn't on more than, I want to say 4 seconds, but still, 4 seconds is enough to cause problems. Anyways, well, so that's it. Everything is looking pretty solid. A lot of these fittings were untouched from when I took the car apart, and those were not leaking. We're not having issues. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's my deal. Yeah. So that's it. Let's move on to tomorrow. Truth. So I got this guy reconnected. That's my my boost controller or my wastegate, solenoid, whatever you want to call it. Everything else is looking good. I changed out this hose because this hose was chopped on this one, but not on the other one. Pretty much. Well, this one's got to come up here. I gotta be able to access it. Everything else, I checked all the hoses, wires, everything, connections, tightness, everything. Just I added my oil filter, my oil sender, made sure these are tight. These I can access later, but still, I just want to make sure everything's tight. I'm still missing that bolt. I don't know where the fuck what that bolt goes to. Worst case scenario, I can deal with it later. Literally, I'm just gonna have to go that route. But everything is, for the most part, set. I had a question about the torque on that. I was 41. I started was 35. So that should be tight as hell. and everything's ready to go. Back in the fucking car. So, let's get the party started. And I'll get back to you after. And I'm taking very close inspection of that line right there. That cunifer line, because I don't want to hit it. So, it's more of a thing than before. Alright, so as you can see, rerouting the fuel lines, holy fuck, it creates a lot of space back here. Of course, I still have to figure this one out. I may turn this going up and out, because I think that this is based on the old deal, and it was coming through here, and it was just clogging this up. I don't want to clog this up, just because. But you see that the line's going down. It seems to be hugging quite well. That could change when the engine gets in because it bells out. So we'll see what happens. But I think that's pretty good and solid so far. Right now I'm just hooking up my coolant lines from the turbos onto the heater core blocks there, little blocks. The T blocks, whatever you want to call them. I don't fucking know. So that should be good. And as you can see again, the fucking brake line is just so close to being pinched. Right now I'm super fucking sensitive about that power steering line. So I'm just gonna be, cutting it even closer. Now you see what I'm talking about when you're taking it out or putting it in. It's like, it's just fuck my life. You know what I mean? It's just gonna hit the side of the car no matter what. It's just a question about how careful and how smooth you are about it. I did bang out some more. It seems to be helping because the actuator, the wastegate actuator, isn't really fucking beating against the wall of it. I did drape this over because I didn't want to snag it against these guys. I don't want my vacuum line getting pulled off or snagged off, because then I gotta rip the fucking engine out again just to do that. So yeah, everything else, this is my fuel feed line. I mean, it's just once it passes all that, once the engine goes in, I mean, this is going to be a really awesome spot for it, I think. Just to come over and basically go here. So yeah, with a little extra line that I have. Otherwise, everything looks good. I'm not complaining at all. My power steering line to the pump is out of the way. Everything looks clear. My newly built fucking line that I'll end up ripping again, pretty sure, is out of the way. We're looking good. So far, so good. I'll definitely need to plug this soon, but she's right here. So we're just waiting to get it in. There's no choice. You really just gotta wait for it to go in, because it's just in the fucking way. I mean, maybe I could. I don't know. Could I? No, because then I gotta. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking questions you gotta answer on your own when it comes to this shit. I did not put the breather apparatus on. Breather's just on trans breather's just on its hose, which I don't care. I think it's just overkill, that other shit. And just to add, I mean, there's so much added weight to this car, like this fucking metal piece right here, just to hang a wire. I mean, there's a lot of this shit going on. But that's Nissan over engineering. They don't make race cars, they just make cars, you know. I mean, sports car, but it's just a car. But anyways, let's keep the party going, man. I think we're on a roll here. I just have to get these guys to tighten that up and on that side, and then we can keep pushing it in. Then we'll get my heater core hose properly fastened. All right, I got my fucking hose here to go to here. I got my fastener right there. and it's plug and play. You know, just as you go. Once all that shit's in, I mean, I can basically just keep shoving it in. Careful of the power steering line. But otherwise, yeah, she's good. All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you later. Let's keep it going. Guys, what's up? So, the motor is in. Of course, all that work I did on the reflected gold kind of took a dump because of how bad and tight this shit is and how bad it rubs. I'm sure the rest of it's fine, but the really most crucial areas, I'm kind of not feeling. But on a positive note, I did make some space between the exhaust and the wall because it was banging before. Now let's go underneath. Oh shit. And not bang my head, please. Okay, good. Let's see where we're at. Hold on. So, it looks like I still maintain clearance from the side of the from the side there. But now I have clearance over there, except some of my fucking titanium wrap took a dump too, so oh well. Alright, so now let's look at the fuel line. So it looks like I might just make it here with this. I mean, I could easily just, let me get a better view here for you because I can see it just fine. But so it's coming across right where I want it, and then here kind of kicks over here, and then it comes up here, but I don't know if that's a good spot for it. I could probably wrap that shit up really good. But the good news is the rest of it is pretty solid because it's not really it's not, I mean, I'd probably even get it closer. I could probably just quick disconnect it and get it inside this wiring harness so it's even closer to the trans, and then just basically rotate this on the well, I can't do it to one hand, but I pretty much do that. Everything else looks, I guess, like it's supposed to. I can't complain. I mean, it's a far stretch better than how the fuel system was. I don't know if you saw how it was before. It was like right along here, which was insanity. Now it's tucked underneath on the other side of that rail, so it's going to be nice and cool. Of course, I'm going to be careful of that because it's holding transmission up at the moment. But for some reason, it went in a little bit nicer than last time. I'm not going to even try and guess that line is any good. I'm going to have to take that. Jesus, I'm going to have a look at it. Let's see if we can while I'm just videotaping this. Videotaping shit, that's old school. Well, I'm cracking video, folks. Fucking, what's videotape? What's VHC? What's VHSC? What's fucking... Dude, that's old school shit. It's like... Oh my fucking god, man. How close is this thing to the subframe? It'll probably go up a bit when I fucking do the deal. Let's see if I can see the carnage. I don't think I can. I honestly don't think I can. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to look at it. Well, that's that one. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to see it. I'm gonna have to take the other deal off, but I'm pretty sure that shit squashed the fucking shit. So, I mean, if I could peek in there, that'd be fucking amazing. Oh, wait a minute. So let's see if I can see it. I mean, here's the fucking cunifer, but I just can't tell from here, dude. but I'm sure that shit got squashed beyond fucking recognition. Anyways, so the motor's in, and the next step is basically, well, I gotta get the trans mounts in. I've gotta get, let's see, I gotta get that mount. Oh, fucking, I need light, dude. So I need that mount done. Right? I gotta get that done. And over here, I gotta get that done too. And then, fucking, what else? And then that's that, guys. I gotta get my serpentine on. I already got my power steering on. What else? I prepped up my hoses so I can get, or my plumbing so I can get my plumbing done. Taking some stuff apart. And I see I've got a little bit of a blowout here where I had my mounts, you know, or my little deals to pick up the whole engine. So let's see if we find anything down there. The first thing you want to do if you tape something off, like your intake manifold, and you see this, you want to check to see if you've got any problems. So it looks like it's hard to see. So that valve's looking good. Actually, it looks fairly clean, that valve. So it's got a little bit of residue buildup from probably the PCV system. And over here, well, I've got some tape, don't I? So there's nothing metal that I saw. There we go, that's better. But definitely some tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a piece of, like a screwdriver. God, these Harbor Freight lights come in clutch. Anyways, I'm going to wrap tape backwards on a little screwdriver and get down there and get that. Just be careful not to nick anything. So I got the trans mounts on. I need to find the torque specs. That's my trans link for my stick shift, but I won't put that in yet because I'm doing stuff inside the car too. I'm gonna have to. Well, we'll see what we do. I might just put it in anyways. I really don't need to move around that much. I already got the radio and all that bullshit out, so yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that today. And then I gotta go do my serpentine, so that's not gonna be a big deal. But I do have to go back inside, and I have to check my the torque specs for that. So I gotta hit my engine mount torque specs, trans mount, the torque specs for that. I think that one's like 40 or something. The other ones are, I think, 54 on the trans, and I think these are like 80 something. But since I'm saying something, it kind of leads you to think, yeah, I need to go look at that stuff. So never over torque or under torque your shit. And when you're talking about vibrating parts, you definitely want to put thread lock on just about everything. So, or else you're gonna have problems. So we're looking good. I've got my pipes kind of spread out. I've got some like gasket maker gunk on the ends of them. I want to clean that off because I've already taken them out twice and not cleaned them, and I will have leaks at some point. So my pipes are kind of just hanging out. You can tell this is not a show build. I'm just throwing that shit there. Like, the whole point is just to get this car back on the road. I still have to bore out some spots. Let me see if I can see on the back of that one. I don't think so. I think you can see it. See the hole? So I've got to make holes here so I can run my vacuum lines. I already got my map sensor on here. So we're kind of moving along. I still need to do this line. I'm kind of pushing that back. I'm kind of feeling like really don't need to do that at this moment. Kind of just need to continue the process here. So, but it's coming along. It's coming along nicely, actually. I can't complain. Yeah, so as soon as we get the shit out of there, I'll tape that back up. And serpentine belt. I probably should sand a little bit of this. But the rest I'll leave because the belt will literally clean that off. Don't want to put any solvents on there because that just makes it worse. So yeah, good stuff. Onward. I'll see you later. So look at the FSM. Try to get my torque specs, and it's looking like 68 for that bottom nut. Of course, there's the thread locker, and then everything over here on the trans mount looks like 36. So that's that. Back to it. What's up? So next day, and we're getting that ready to go in. So as you can see, I'll clean out the ears of this guy. So these are kind of dirty, right? And we got to get that sorted. So those need to be really clean because they need to marry up. Not just, it's kind of like a secondary protection. I mean, you got your O-rings there. They're supposed to keep the flow from coming through. Not like they would, but I mean, as a turbo system, it's going to be pressurized. You want to make sure those fittings and the holes are clean, right? I tried some of this other shit that's not DEI Reflectigold, and what a mistake, man. I mean, they're not sponsoring me at all, or they haven't sent me free shit ever, but I mean, they're the best stuff. I mean, that stuff sticks. I mean, this stuff was rubbing hard against the chassis, and that stuff did not come off. This is just coming off by itself. This is just other aftermarket Amazon fucking shit, and it's just not really tacky at all. Mind you, I cleaned those fuel rails really nice. Used alcohol, everything, cleaned it real super nice. Made a clean surface for these, but they just don't want to stick. Hopefully, if it gets hot, they'll tack up, but we'll see. Anyways, so clean that. Clean these silver rings. Lube up the O-rings with some oil. And lose some pieces. Whoa. Anyways. And then I toss it in. Next is the driveline, right? Or propeller shaft, or the fucking drive shaft, whatever you want to call it. The torque spec on those is 55. Okay, I looked that up on the FSM. Don't let people fool you on the forums. It's 55 foot-pounds, okay? There's a reason why, okay? Foot-pounds on a device, like you wouldn't do that 65 foot-pounds. Why? Because you'd break the plastic, right? I doubt it's rated for that. So there's a reason why. Well, there's a reason why there's certain sizes, right? You might find 14 millimeter. You might find 17 millimeter, 19 millimeter. A lot of times that's a good cheat to help you understand how many foot-pounds if you just don't know. But you really want to refer to the FSM for all your torque specs. Don't just go hand tighten it +1. I mean, I've heard of so many people say that shit. It'll wreck your shit. Believe me. If you did that with your oil pan, because I fucking misread it as foot-pounds instead of inch pounds. By the way, you want to know what that is and how to read it on the FSM. Fucking, I spun out two of them, but the rest are that fucking tight. I doubt it's gonna leak ever. So, anyways, but that remains to be seen. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Fucking injectors, bingo. Before that, I've got to get the translink in, which means I got to put my stick shift back in. And after that, yeah, my exhaust goes back in, man. I'll start smashing. We'll start getting close to... I still have to do that. I still have to run those. Today's project is that I have to remake those lines. That won't take long because those are not PDFE lines. It's going to be a lot quicker. So that's what's in store for today. And okay, talk to you guys later. Guys, what's up? Alright, so I got the serpentine on. That's just as easy as looking up pictures that I took before I took it apart, which I strongly recommend. If you don't know how to do it, you put a 3/8 in here, pull it back, screwdriver in here, boom, boom, boom. This serpentine looks pretty good. If it was looking ugly, I'd probably get a new one. But it's looking too good, so never mind. Went ahead and did all my pipes. Just food for thought. You can get it at all your pipes with the engine out or with the engine in. If you take the front out, it makes life real easy. This one's kind of tricky. So if the clamp screws on top looking that way, you can basically get in through that hole. If you're looking at that hole right there, see where my finger is, right that hole right there, that big ass hole. Through, right behind that bulkhead, boom, is where it's located. You get your hand in there, right by the engine mount, and just go to town. The rest can be just connected and then put it in there. I kind of hold it up like this so it doesn't twist on the, on the clamp. Here, I actually put on some gasket maker, so I don't want the gasket maker to twist and then like dry like that. So I got everything solid like that. So it's good. By the way, so when I put gasket maker on, a good way to get it off, there's just little bits on there, but it really doesn't, it's like negligible. The way to get it off is basically just get a snow scraper, like a plastic one, not a metal one, because you will fucking put gouges. And if you put gouges this way, well, there's your leak right there. Some people say sand it, but I mean, just get a scraper. And then finish it off by grabbing like a paper towel with alcohol, like 99% alcohol. Boom, clean it. It cleans up like magic. I mean, these pipes have been beat up a bit, but I mean, they're fairly clean now because I fucking used alcohol to clean them. And then got all the other shit off. So I did this PDFE line here. Let's see how this one holds up. I think it's set up pretty good. I mean, if you're gonna match it up and you got one hot spot here, the rest is kind of not hot at all, versus what it used to be. Because like now I can see down there. It used to be just a fucking mess of everything right here. Most of it was fuel, and a good portion of it was going down past all the hot over there. This I went ahead and just wound it top wise. I'm going to try to find a way to make this work. This is here just for shits and giggles. I'm going to figure this out once the plenum is in and once all the piping is in. But I don't want to run anything down there. I mean, there's my fucking heat source right there. So I don't want that. On this side, I mean, there's not much you can do. I mean, it's just all that AC piping and fucking coolant, all that shit. I mean, there's nothing you can do. I'm just fingers crossed I don't have any leaks, but so far so good. So the PCV, I'm gonna try something a little different. It's like an OEM pipe off the old CCV in the back. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like this, right in front of the charge pipe, because it comes this way and then slopes down, and this can just go right in front of it. But this is basically a secondary intake. So that's my intake, and I got a little hole, another intake. So more air, better, right? I'll do the same over here. I'm gonna have to wrap around, come this way, because I know how that shit goes. And if I do it the other way, then it's just gonna cause me trouble. So I got two of those. I mean, they've been sitting around. I might as well use them. Anyways, asking, yeah. So I deleted the valve. It's just a straight blow through. And when I had this hooked up to the catch can, right? Because these kind of work together. This guy, the valve breather, and the fucking PCV, they kind of work together. They're both trying to eject shit, right? Trying to get stuff. When I had this one open air, this one was dry as fuck. I didn't have any coming out of this. I put this on the catch can where you got a little resistance on the filter. Boom, this one was blowing shit out the side. So I might later on buy catch cans and put them in the wheel well in a place where the wheels don't touch on each side. And that will totally clean up this. This one I'll just put to the catch can and then out to Atmo. Otherwise, yeah. So we're waiting on this plenum, so I can get the party started with some of that. But I do have to tap it, so we're not doing that just yet. So what else? Right now, as soon as I stop recording, I'm going to put this finally in. But I'm going to put the TransLink in first. That'll be like pit stop on my way to getting that done. I finally put the stick shift back in. By the way, there's a coaster in there that's above the fucking link when you're putting it back in. Fuck my life. If you don't grease it, it's just never going to go in right. So grease everything really nice. And make sure it slides in with the notch where it's supposed to be. And then it'll go in. If not, you're just fighting with it. So, alright. Well, we're on the way back. I mean, fuck, man. We're past the halfway point. Oh, yeah. So this one, fuck my life if I didn't catch shit inside of it. So I did start blowing it out. And in the beginning, there was a couple metal shards that came out. Oh, that scared the fuck out of me. So I spent another straight hour, just blowing that shit out. Just to be sure there's nothing else left. I blew it from one side, blew it from the other. Mostly water in there. Shook the hell out of it, shook it, then blew it the fuck out. After that, it was just like little bits of oil, pockets of oil and stuff. But there was no shards left. I mean, I tested everything, came out of it. So that's good. These lines next on my hit list. I really didn't do a good job. Look, all the fucking oil everywhere. And then we'll just bound it back up. Call it good. Intercooler's another thing. You have to see what I do with that. There's definitely going to be some shit in there. Probably got to blow that out too. But for all intents and purposes, yeah, that's that. So let me get to it. Soon we'll have the drive line back in, exhaust back in, and we can focus on finishing details here and then get the front on. See ya.